Hey there, y'all. This is Jack, and today we're discussing Kagurabachi Chapter 11, Awakening. And poor Chihiro, and poor even more Char. I feel so bad for that little girl. Especially with what happens with her, what they do with her. It's insane. Just chopping her up. Oh boy. Alright, let's just cut right into the review, shall we? Alright, so essentially, yeah, Chihiro's waking up in the hospital, and it turns out it's revealed later on, but he's been asleep for 5 days, which is, jeez, man, I can never imagine that, to be honest. And as he wakes up, uh, um, Shiba and Azami. Forgive me for the mispronunciation. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, but Azami, come in and yeah, she was like, yeah, dude, just get back to sleep, just lay back down, don't get up because Cheeto's just kind of getting up, but he kind of stops them, and they start talking about what happened, and but Cheeto's really like, Han, how's Haruko, how's she doing? And she was like, oh, don't worry, she's fine. She ate all the food I brought her, so honestly, I figured she was alive. I wasn't happy, to be honest, because I the villains obviously would have made sure she was done, right? I mean, come on, unless they just slashed her and just grabbed Char and bolted, which is possible. But I figured, they would actually, just make sure Hana was dead, so that way they don't have to deal with her later on. But it's shown. I mean, come on, and it's not that bad, to be honest. Just I thought it would give you a little bit more, teeth to the series, because this series has been pretty brutal, especially with Char later on, what we see. But yeah, nah, she's fine. For no, when I say fine, she's alive. And then they continue talking. Cheeto continues talking with Shiba, and they figured out the yeah. So Shoujo was essentially, they have a Danten rock, which is the rocks that Chihito's dad used to create the swords, the swords that everyone wants, the mystic swords. And Cheeto's just very surprised to hear this. As we cut to Sojo just watching the rock, as he says, the Gayoko that flows in this gets explained and becomes high in density that a human body can't maintain it. And so essentially, if you try holding a rock like with your physical hands, you'll just die. Your body can't handle the power of this rock, which is pretty neat concept, I gotta say. And Shoujo's like, he says that, yeah, the only one that was able to ever really do was Chihiro's father, Rakuhiri Kagurushi. He was the only one in history that was able to manage to not just maintain this the rock, but actually form it into a weapon. So great world building. I really like that. We're getting explanation on the how the swords are being made, and this rock is super super rare. It's not not just a rock anyone could find. That's why all the ones that were found were turned into swords from Chihiro's father, but they found one, and they're trying to figure out how to harness the power and how to use it without turning it, because again, Chihiro's father is the only one to ever able to make it into a sword. So, and people, anyone else can't do it. Sorry about that. Sorry, sorry about that. Not sure where that came from. And so, when Chiro hears that information, he tries, telling his friends, that but my father's the only one that was able to really, do that. And they're like, yeah, well, we got a theory on what they're trying to do. God, I'm so sorry about that. I've never seen that much in a video before. And then Chiro asks about Shar. Then we cut to Shar in a jail cell with a bunch of slop at her feet, as we see that they feed her and they get her and start prepping her for operation's not really the correct word. It'd be more of a butchering, I gotta say. As they say, they gotta get certain muscles from her, some of her mucous membrane, her palate ligaments, her trapezius muscles, and inferius perforatus, and one of the ligaments. I did not want to look this up. I was like, nah, I don't want to. I know what one of them is, but the other ones, I'm like, I don't want to look it up because I don't want to imagine what they're gonna chop her out, because they essentially just, yeah, okay, this is what we need, chop her up, and they just start doing it as the show just watching as he gives the command, and we get Chihiro's reaction from this horde as they just throw Char back into the cage, and they're gonna use her cells to just try to figure out how to contain the power of the stone. And one of the guys brings up a very good point here, as he's one of Shoujo's henchmen says, "If you're using her flesh, isn't it more effective to let her get fat to essentially fat her up? And Shoujo's saying, what are you saying? Uh, Scrap some more. That's all. So essentially, they just want the bare minimum. They don't care about they just want the bare minimum. That's enough, and that's what they're gonna go with. Which is just shows how more messed up they are to Char. Again, I don't know what muscles they're using from Char, but you would think more of it would be better. But for them, it's like we just need. Shoujo's like, yeah, we just need the bare minimum. We don't need much. And she'll be fine. She'll just regenerate. Oh, I hate you, Shoujo. I hate you. You're a good. Okay, you're an entertaining villain, but I hate you, man. Holy cow! He's not Dio level, but he's like. I hate you, Shoujo. You're a terrible guy. Then we cut to Chihiro just in bed, with everyone still there, and Chihiro's silent as he just remembered the words Char said to him that or he said to Char, "You try to trust me," and she says, "Yeah." And then we get a close look of his face as he's just grabbing onto his sheets, where we see a close up of his right fist grabbing the sheets. There's a reason for that. And then his friends are like, "Don't worry, we're gonna try to save her." And Cheeto's like, "Hold on, I'm going with you guys." And they're like, "No, not you can't." As they point out, because your left arm is just really, really jacked up. You can't. You won't be able to participate. You gotta be in bed. You gotta rest longer till you're able to do something. The zombies group comes in, the Kanubai, which they're an interesting group here, I gotta say. And we don't get all their names here, so which is very unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to get their names because we saw them in the last chapter. I did think we'd see them, I guess, in this chapter, and they're kind of all not fleshed out, but they're all given a proper introduction, which is very neat, and they all have kind of unique designs, especially this one, possibly my favorite. This dude with a like it looks like a swan, not a swan, like a crane mask, and he's like very very expressive well, we can't see his face, but in the way he does his body movements. I really liked. I think that's kind of I was just chuckling at that. And they start talking with Chihiro, saying essentially, well, you know that dude, that bomb guy. Forgive me, I don't remember his name, but he told us everything about what was going on here. Well, what he knew essentially, and so that explains why they killed him 2 chapters ago. Because I was very confused. I was like, why would they send Shoujo, you know, to go kill him? Because Shoujo's a really he seems like he's a really really strong guy. So why they send him to kill his assassin? But there's a good reason because he said he spilled the beans on everything he knew to Shiba. Shiba really got him to talk and got him to look the other way. Not look the other way, but reevaluate his life. And that's when he went to go talk to his sister, mom, and then they both end up dying by Sojo because Sojo is a terrible guy. So he gave him the locations, but when they went to go when Azami and his people went to go look for them, they were cleared out. They figured something wrong and they just cleared out. Makes sense. And they're all talking with Chihiro as they're saying, we could probably, use your help. And then the youngest one, he's like, wait, what? Hold on, that's impossible. I don't know if you're Rokushu's Hachige's son, but you thought we will treat you especially sorry. This guy's a newcomer. And then we get a guy with the mask. I don't know. He reminds me of Naruto, like those like a Naruto villain that we got in the tuning exams with the gas mask, because he gets aggravated when he sees someone younger with talent. And we kind of just get them just talking amongst each other, just wanting. They do have some reservations on Cheeto helping them, but they do give him an ultimatum. They essentially say, "Yeah, we're gonna go after Shoujo. You, on the other hand, we'll leave you in charge of saving Char." And Shiro's happy with that. He says, "Please, thank you." It was just, very good. I like that. I like that. They're like, "Yeah, we know you're not gonna listen to us and just leave the job to us. Um, you're messed up. You're not at 100%, but all right, you could if you're coming, you just got to focus on saving Char. We'll take care of Shoujo." And Cheeto's like, "All right, but will Cheeto just stick to that? I am not sure, to be honest. I think I kind of hope so. I hope that he recognizes that because his left arm is really really messed up, as they point out that yeah, we you took in a lot of that damage. We saw the explosion. So you took in all the damage, and Cheeto's like, "Yeah, I took it in." he didn't want it to, such just go spread out and just hit everyone, so he took it in, which again is very impressive, but it really damaged him up, and I do hope we do see some long lasting effects. Not to where he's unable to ever use his left hand again, but to be like where like he's like it kind of tingles. It doesn't feel the same way anymore. I think I would really really appreciate that. But yeah, saving Char's Cheeto's number one goal while the rest of everyone's to take down Shoujo. That's interesting. I'm very curious to see how long this will take. They'll probably take another chapter for Chihiro, getting rehabilitated. Well, he's not really, not rehabilitated, but getting his energy and strength back. And then we'll probably get, chapter after that. He'll probably be making his move to the auction because again, the auction is going to be happening where the swords being sold off, the win of the Mystic Katanas, and hopefully, while that's happening, Chihiro and the rest could be making their move to try to save Char at the hideout. Now, how are they gonna find this hideout? I have no idea, but they'll figure something out. The Azami's people seem to be very in the know-how, and they found the auction house, so they'll more than likely be able to find out where Shoujo's being held up at. It's just the problem is that dude's extremely powerful, and they'll easily use Char as a hostage. They easily would, they wouldn't care. So yeah, Shoujo, terrible person, but I like him. But as a villain, he's not as of yet, super, super, I just like his attitude, his personality. I think he's interesting, but I can't wait to see more of him. And I wouldn't mind if he's the long running villain of the series. I really wouldn't mind. So yeah, that concludes my review. Sorry it's a little short. I'm just also not feeling well. That's why that explains a little cut in between. But yeah, I like Kagurabachi, and I again have high hopes for the series. So anyway, you guys take care and have a good one. Later, guys.